Hi Scorpio, my name is Gregory Scott. Thank you for joining me today. This is your astrology and tarot forecast for November 2014. I'm going to give you a rundown of the astrological influences, and then I'll also draw a tarot card to give you the overall energetic theme. So let's have a look at what's going on for you at the beginning of the month here. There's a strong focus between yourself and between romance. So you've had some negative experiences in the past in terms of romance. I think there's been a real sense of people have misunderstood you, whereas you wanted to create a safe space and really wanted to create some emotional structure in your relationships. Some people have thought you were either a dreamer or unrealistic, or you were a little bit fluffy, or not really, didn't really understand what you were trying to achieve, because you're certainly not someone who's got his or her kind of head in the clouds. You really want something solid in terms of your relationships. So the beginning of this month is a time when you will be sensitive to that, but you'll be able to let go of some of those past beliefs and disappointments. And what that means in practice is usually that you will have positive romantic interactions or encounters with another person. So if you're in a relationship, romance will come alive. So because you're so sensitive, look at it and say, this is working, so I don't need to feel bad about those past disappointments. I can let those go. And if you're single and you meet someone and you have a really wonderful romantic time in your life, then you're able to say, look, it does work. I can have positive relationships with other people. I don't need to always be afraid of being disappointed or being rejected, because that's just baggage that you don't need to carry around with you. That's no good. By the time Guy Fawkes occurs on the 5th of November, which is a holiday we celebrate here in the UK, it's in remembrance of Guy Fawkes, who attempted to blow up Parliament a couple of hundred years ago. And what happens these days is that bonfires are lit by schools and churches and all sorts of organizations and institutions, and it's wonderful because around this time of the year here it starts to get really dark, and lighting those bonfires, it's almost a symbolic act of bringing light to that darkness and connecting as a community, and it gives you a real sense of warmth and strength going into this kind of autumn winter season. Okay, Jupiter on this day infuses your sense of self. It brings good luck and expansion and growth in terms of your feelings. So the beginning of this month is really about confidence for you, Scorpio. It's about not feeling like you've been done to, or you've been victimized, or people haven't understood you. You feel really settled within yourself and you know who you are as a person. The full moon happens on the 6th this month. It's a bit early, and that happens in your relationship sector. So practically, I feel that that sense of confidence and ease is almost you being psychic about what's coming up for you during the full moon period, which is that you will meet someone in your life who will fix, inverted commas, all those past rejections by loving you, or you will find love and romance in your existing relationship. Mercury joins your sense of self on the 9th of November in Scorpio, and it sits right on top of who you are. So you start to become a bit of a chatty Cathy now around the 9th of November, and you start to really talk and want to communicate and really express yourself. And that's a good thing, because especially express what your dreams are and be romantic. Surprise him or her with some chocolates or flowers, or rent a hotel room, or go on a little trip, or do something fantastic, do one of those activities like go shark cage diving, or go quad biking, or horse riding, or something. Do something fun and unexpected and quirky and wonderful. Now, on the 11th, there's a grand cross happening in your chart, which means you're going to be pulled all over the place. So this is a hectic day for you, the 11th. It's between your North Node and your Uranus, and your Moon and your Mars and Pluto. Yikes. So these are big, big outer planets, personal planets. And what that means is you're going to feel very sensitive to exploring things, and you're going to want to do that by communication. So you've been talking a lot, and now you're taking that even further, and you're wanting to use that and take it even further so you can transform the way you live your life. Wow, that's a big theme. So you really get into a situation where you discover and communicate something that alters the way you look at your life. Not so much how you see yourself, because that's been growing as the months progress steadily, but now you look at, hey, I'm confident, I know who I am. How can I include that in my life? How can I find a better way of life that really reflects my own sense of purpose and sense of identity and who I am? That continues through the 13th and 14th of November, but the bit in your 9th house drops away, so you're not so sensitive to exploring that anymore. And what I would suggest is that you continue to look at it. The interest is going to wane a little bit, but continue to look at it because you'll get some good ideas, especially ideas that could result in you transforming your working life. Okay, the 17th of November sees Venus going into Sagittarius, and that's in your 2nd house. So your focus shifts a little bit now, and you start to love looking at making money and how you can express in that way, and your belongings, and how you can increase and improve your physical life. So how can you make your home more comfortable? How can you bolster up your bank balance? How can you make things a little bit more easy for yourself? Okay, this month is very much about who am I as a person, me, Scorpio, what do I do, and what am I, and how do I make money? And are those two things in alignment? So for instance, if you're an animal lover and you're a member of PETA, for instance, and that's how you see yourself, but you work in a slaughterhouse, then there's going to be an incongruence between who you are on the inside and what you do. And you're going to ask yourself those questions, and you're going to really find a way to bring those two factors together. So if you're someone who's completely spiritual and doesn't care about money, but you work in a call center selling people credit cards, you're going to make the shift out of that and start to possibly work for a temple or a charity or something that's much more aligned with your actual sense of self and who you are as a person. That's important. What we do on this planet is a reflection of who we are on the inside, and if there's no connection between those two, then you'll feel frustrated and you'll feel dissatisfied. Okay, Thanksgiving period, the 27th of November, is all about, that's interesting, there's now a connection between your finances and your financial life and the dream of romance. So it could be that you get a little bit sidetracked and you start to think, I've got a bunch of money, someone will like me for my money. Yeah, that's not, so you've got a crossroads. You've got, at the beginning of the month, you were able to really focus on some of your past rejections and pain that you had, and you were much clearer on who you are. And now, at the end of the month, you're kind of saying, well, that's all very well, but I still want to be with those people who may not value me for myself, and I can attract them by offering them something, not necessarily me, but money. I mean, I'm not talking prostitution, I'm talking about I'm a wealthy guy or woman and someone will want to be with me for that. I mean, millions of people do that. So I wouldn't suggest going down that road. That's a quick fix. That's instant gratification because you have something. I would continue to be you and continue to look for someone or be romantic with people you genuinely care about, and if they don't care back, then that's their thing. But don't take a shortcut or cheat by saying, oh, well, I'll attract them by buying them a Maserati or whatever. Happiness does not lie in that direction, okay? And then finally, the month ends on that note. So there's going to be a real desire to attract people through alternative means rather than just being yourself. And the answer to that is don't wear a mask, because if they love you for your money, when you have no money, they will not love you. But if they love you for you and your circumstances change, which they will, because life is like this, sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down, then that can be permanent. So don't waste your time by taking a shortcut now and then having to go through all of this again later. Do it now. Let's draw a card for you for this month and see what the overall theme is here. It's the Two of Wands in reverse. Okay, so the Two of Wands in reverse is about not making a decision to change your life. So don't decide to change your life as a result of changing the way you look or attracting people through finances or moving house because you'll be happier there. Don't make any major life decisions this month and just focus on being you. That's what I get. Please remember to subscribe to my channel so you can get notified when these videos come out. If you'd like a private astrology reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.co.uk, or email me. The address is readings@gregoryscott.co.uk. Have a fabulous November, and I'll speak to you soon.